Welcome back. And so only the living can be productive, and that's why the conversation on security is an inexhaustible one, as far as there are more reports of insecurity that we particularly have to tell. And so we're asking where the sense of urgency is, following events in recent times. Let's review the strategy of the current administration through the eyes of an expert. And Mr. Dennis Amakri joins us now. He is a former deputy director of the DSS and a security analyst. He joins us virtually from outside the country. Good morning, Mr. Amakri. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. You may have to unmute your device so that we can hear you, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, brilliant. And so let's start with the latest security concern. Of course, I'm sure that prior to this time, you've been following events in Benue, in Plateau State, and some would say in recent times as well, in some parts of the north central, further down, Kwara, Kogi. But from yesterday, the U.S. mission issued a security advisory to its citizens to avoid military installations and other key areas where expatriates are mostly found. But the administration has since also released a statement through the Minister of Information to say that nothing could be further from the truth, that the FCT is in fact safe. I'd like you to react to this. Is this reactionary, the response from the administration, or does it hold true any form of prior intelligence, about this security concern? Because some would ask why the administration is not aware of whatever security intelligence that has been put out.
Okay, thank you very much. See, it is a matter of routine. The United States Embassy, even the UK government, the High Commission there, they usually put out security alerts, or in the US they call it, with the US Embassy, they call it warning notices. And these notices are put out to alert their own citizens who are in a foreign country. Now, when things like this happen, of course, the one they issued now was level 3. Level 3 is one that people should be cautious. You have to be cautious if you are traveling to Nigeria, or if you are in Nigeria, you should be very, very careful about where you go, like military installations and stuff like that. Now, the intelligence behind this is simple. 2 days ago, you all are aware of what is going on in Iran, and the United States, and of course Israel. And of course, after the bombing of Iran, of their nuclear facility, they have also promised to retaliate. And that retaliation is worldwide. And if it is worldwide, they can hit anywhere. Now, Abuja, to be very specific, is where we have had some kind of violent clashes with Shiites. Now, remember that Shiites are, they are Islamic sect that have their headquarters in Tehran, which is Iran. And then, of course, in this kind of stuff, they usually claim as if they are part of it. We've had different kinds of riots, even in Kano, about, religious stuff. So I think the intelligence is that people should be very careful, because you never know where the hitting will come. They've started hitting U.S. interest or targets in Qatar, and it could be worldwide. So that wording message that was put out in Nigeria was not that they are looking down on Nigeria, or they are trying to have intelligence that Nigeria does not have, or something like that. It's a normal thing. It's an alert that you give to your own citizens.
And so let's look at other aspects of security now. If that is, if you see that as routine, the continuing killings in Nigeria's north central, there have been different, theories as far as what is responsible. And while the population maintain that what is responsible for this is beyond political, but something, more sinister and has been going on for a very long time, evidently from, the history of the last couple of years in Benue, in Plateau State. Do you see a sense of urgency in addressing this, particularly after Mr. President visited Benue State, to condole with the victims and the people generally? Have you seen a sense of urgency and strategy in tackling the challenge of insecurity?
Yes, like we said, that the other one was usual, but this situation in Benue State is not usual. It's not usual in the sense that the killing has been going on for a very long time and nothing has been done about it. And then recently, in fact, it is unique. Maybe many people don't catch that point, that the president himself have to go down to Benue State, out of intelligence advice. I think he has to move down there. Now, the important thing is that he goes down there to, commiserate with the wounded people, and then, of course, try and, make them feel a part of the country, because people have been killed, and you have 21 IDP camps in Benue State alone. So people are feeling whether they are part of Nigeria or not. I remember, was it last year, where there was a mass burial of people that were killed there. So for the president to go there, it was very, very timely. And then, of course, he told them that people should be arrested. And I'm aware that, even the DSS had made some arrests, the police had made some arrests. And then, of course, what I would want to see is for those people to be prosecuted. Because, you see, it has become one like, there are no consequences. So people can just kill and go away, And I was very worried when the first killing, the day this particular killing was done in Yelwata, because they've killed the people and they ran away, and everybody, you just see politicians coming to commiserate and stuff like that. But this time is different, where the president himself said, arrest them and prosecute them. Because no matter whose ox is God, this is beyond politics, yes, because there are other, well, I should not say it's beyond politics.
Minister Makri,
yes.
Beyond the president's visit, what strategy do you see in the approach of the security operatives to tackling this challenge? Because right after that, there have been killings in Plateau as well, and in Borno. So what strategy have you seen?
Okay, well, what I expect is that they should re-strategize. They should re-strategize, and there are many things to be done. Number one, there have to be the arrest themselves. Number two, there have to be community engagement, because if you dig deep into it, people are saying that, oh, maybe it is about land. And if it is about land, then what is going to be done about the land? Because if those people are foreigners, that they are coming to kill indigenes in the state and going away, then we also have to have the military to go after them. But if it is about land, then the government should come in directly and deal with it properly. And by doing so, they have to identify who owns the land. Remember that all lands belong to the governor, and it's at the prerogative of the governor that people own land. Now, if people are claiming that, oh, it's our land, somebody is trying to kill us, what has the governor done about it? We want to see C of O for those lands, You know, so if you give the CFOs, then everybody who is encroaching knows that he's going against the rule of law. You know, so
All
these are little things they could do. We have the Benue community volunteer guards, and all those people, they should train them, arm them, and then of course send them out to help collect information for the security agents.
All right, I'm happy you mentioned that last bit because of the issues we mentioned yesterday about the balance of terror. But there's something the president did in Benue that is instructive, and two things. So let me start with the first one, and I'm wondering what you think from an intelligence point of view. When the president will say, "Why hasn't any arrest been made?" Arrest them. Now, this is the job of the security agency. Do they need the president's directive to arrest anybody? I can't just go and arrest anybody. That is why they are there. So what do you make of when the president says, arrest them? That is supposed to be default knowledge.
It is supposed to be default knowledge, but to everybody. But I can tell you something that many people don't understand. And that's why when he said that, arrest them, I was very happy because the direction has come out. The direction has come out. You know, I don't know if you are aware that in this country, you know, in past administrations, there are people who were even supporting Boko Haram, who were supporting bandits, or should I say, who even brought bandits into Nigeria. Now, these people, sometimes when the security agencies go after them, they are asked to withdraw. We are very, very much aware of that. Now, the president is coming to say that arrest them. Because before, people would say, oh, Boko Haram, you know, they are herders or farmers. Why are you killing herders for farmers? Or why are you killing farmers for herders, you know? But right now, he's saying arrest them. And that is very iconic. Arrest them. The direction has gone out. Nobody is going to hide under anything now. And immediately that order was given, the police arrested some people. I know that the DSS arrested some people that same day. You know, some arrests were made. And that's why I'm saying that it is not just arrest. You know, they should prosecute them. To answer your question properly, I think I will need to tell you that, you know, there is a mixture of politics with security. Now, security agencies work under the direction of politicians. They do. If you look at even the act that set up even the DSS or even the police, they report directly to the president. And they will advise him. When they advise him, he will decide whether he wants to use that, you know, intelligence or not. And then, of course, there are many variables that could come to play. He can decide not to use the intelligence for many reasons, maybe politics. He is our political party member. So let's pipe down on this. Oh, he's from a particular tribe who have not got appointment before. So let us do that. Let's give him the appointment. Or many variables will come. Or maybe his wife might even tell him that I want you to help this person. So you find out that there are a lot of information coming to the president and he has to take a decision. He has to take these decisions which are very critical to national security.
All right. In winding down, so how much will state police help? Because that has been, we're hoping that this time it will scale through. Although a lot of people are concerned that we need to also be prepared for abuse by governors. I think if we're not prepared for that, we will be naive in that sense, given what we've seen them do with state houses of assembly, as well as local governments, that is still a bone of contention till today. So it's about benefits, costs, and all the elements in between. How much will state police do to help in mitigating this surge of insecurity that we have time and again?
State police will do a lot to mitigate the problem that we have right now. Because generally, crime is committed in a locality and it is, right to the grassroots. And if we have state police will even cancel this idea of ungoverned spaces, because all those ungoverned spaces are in a local government, they're in a state, and the presence of state police is what we need. I know that some people are kicking against it because they feel, oh, state police governors will abuse it. They can't abuse it. In fact, the Nigerian police we have right now is being abused. It's being abused. In fact, it's been abused even by the public, where people can pay mopoles to go and beat up people that are building on their land. So the important thing is to create, or during the establishment of the state police, create laws that will guide them. State police will enforce state laws. Local government sheriffs will enforce local government edicts. And federal police, because if we're creating state police, we will also have federal police. And federal police will enforce crimes that are transversing, between two states or three, or, federal crimes. So these are the parameters. And I think, I hope the legislators are looking at it, because, it is not a matter of, many people have different ideas of what state police is, because they feel that if they create it for them, they can use it now to attack their political opponents and stuff like that. Let them stick to the laws that created them, and then they will be more effective.
I'm sorry, I hate to take you back on the point of strategy, but one of the guests that we had sometime last week on the program, he put out a comment to say that when you commit a crime outside the country, the response time is almost immediately, during which the security agents would pick up the criminal and either turn them in, or in the case of resistance, give them an appointment with God. That's ascribed to Nick Aguli. But what we find time and again, the markings of the attacks and murders committed in the North Central, is that there is no response. The crime has been committed. So in that effect, what I'm asking is, are honest conversations being had about manpower and about equipping the force, either it's the armed forces or the police force, to defend Nigeria, with, as far as domestic security is concerned, or Nigeria's territorial integrity?
Very good question. Very good question. Number one, we have to increase the number of the security forces. Nigerian police, they are not up to 500,000. We have a section of them, mopoles. All the mopoles are just busy, they are for sale, because they are guns for hire. Either very rich people, even Yahoo boys that have money, are going down there and taking care of them. So what we are going to do is to withdraw all these people from all those places, recruit more people and train them, and then, of course, create state police. If you create state police, see, the police will not have any other choice than to recruit more people, because you cannot use the federal police to, populate your state police. So recruit more people, and all these people will be down there, train them, because I think that's basically the difference. Even when we're talking of military coming into internal security, is the training. And then, of course, they are juxtaposed, because when a military man is trained, he's trained to kill. But a policeman is trained to serve and protect, arrest and prosecute, not to kill. So these are things that we have to do. But yes, we have people that equipment, not enough money, because when you look at it, the budget is so high.
All right.
But how much actually get down to these agencies?
All right. Yeah, we must anchor at this point, and we hope that there are better reports to tell when next we have this conversation on security. But we must thank you also very much, Mr. Dennis Amakri, who is a former Deputy Director of the DSS and security analyst. Thank you for coming through on this conversation. But before we go on to the next segment, Jeffrey has an item that has just come in.
Yeah, we understand that the Brazilian Vice President, Geraldo Alckmin, has arrived in Abuja for a strategic dialogue meeting with Nigeria. Mr. Alckmin is accompanied by his wife, Maria. Vice President Kashim Shettima is hosting him during his stay in Nigeria. The two vice presidents will attend the opening ceremony of the strategic dialogue mechanism meeting, scheduled to take place this morning at the State House Conference Center. The strategic dialogue will provide a platform for Brazil and Nigeria to discuss bilateral matters, including defense, education, agriculture and health, and several memoranda of understanding are expected to be signed by both countries. So you can see him being received there by officials of the ministry and some top persons from the federal government.
Members of the cabinet of this administration. But we'll take a break now. When we return, we'll bring you more on security, this time at the subnational level. Stay with us, we'll be right back.